Guys, welcome back to Marvin Essentials, where we are continuing in our series of Python basics. So, in the last tutorial, we had ended on what happens or how does it know that instead of printing, let's say print student, our variable, right? Why isn't it printing student and let's just use student. Student is confusing. Okay, student. So why isn't it printing student? It's printing Malvin and the Munashi, which has been assigned to student. It's like you have been sent to a crowd to take care of. You don't come back with a crowd, but you come back with Kato. So we have agreed that in this example, the cater will be the data and the crow will be the container of data. So it's like when we call, or let's say when we type the name of a variable, we are not going to print the variable, but you are going to print what is inside the variable. It's like we are fetching what is inside the variable. What is inside the variable? It's Malvin and what? And Moshe. So if we print this, it's not going to say a student, but it's going to give us what is contained in the variable what student. That is what happened in the last tutorial when I was just giving this as an example, right? Now let's see, why do we need these variables, right? You may be wondering, why do we need these variables? Okay, let me explain. So let's say we got a program. We want to create a program that just prints let's say myself, right? Myself. My name is Marvin. Then instead of saying I am, then I just say print Marvin. Sorry, Marvin is 19 years old, right? Then I also say print Marvin. Oh, sorry. Marvin is a boy, right? So let's say I got 1,000 lines. We just say Marvin is, Marvin was, Marvin did this, Marvin did that, right? Now let's say we want to change the name of Marvin, maybe to just Monashe, right? We will be tasked to change each and every line, like go here and say Munashe, then you go in the second line, then you say again Munashe, then you go on the next line, then you say Munashe, up to 100 line. Just imagine the amount of work. It's cumbersome. That is the reason why we need what variables. Instead of saying, okay, let's say we no longer code Munashe, we are now code Panache, right? We got to do the same thing, changing Munashe to Panache of 400 lines. That is cumbersome. So that is the reason why we need what? We need variables. Let's say we name our variable name, then we assign it to what? To Panache, right? Instead now of writing Marvin, myself, my name is Marvin, we go on and write name here, right? The name of our variable, because we have learned that when you call the variable, it's like Python is going to fetch what is contained in that variable. So instead of printing myself, my name is name, is going to print myself, my name is Panache, the name of the variable, right? So same story here. Let's change these to name, comma, then again here, let's change these to name, uh, like this. So let's run this and see what is going to be printed. So it's going to say myself, my name is Paneshi. Paneshi is 19 years old. Paneshi is a boy, right? Let's say we now want to change our name to maybe Tawanda, right? So instead of writing Panache, we just go on and say Tawanda, like this. Now it changes everything. Myself, my name is Tawanda. Tawanda is 19 years old. Tawanda is a boy. So variables makes our life easier. Whenever we want to use whatever is contained in that variable, we have to code the variable. And whenever we want to make alterations on the data which we are using, we no longer go into the other code, like other instructions. We just go to the variable and change our data. Then it also affects everything that that data has been used in, right? So basically that is the reason why we need variables. Now let's just do a simple addition program that where we have two variables. That is to say, maybe num1 is equal to maybe 23, then num2 is equal to maybe 54. Then what do you want to print? We want to print num1 plus what? Num2. So let's see what this would do. If we run this, it's going to print 77 here because it has added the value contained in num1 and the value contained in num2. Then it has added both of them to give a result which is 77. And we can also store this result in another variable called result, and we store it as num1 plus what? Num2. Now we no longer need to write num1 plus num2 because they have been assigned to the result. So we got to write result in place of num1 and num2, and it will print the same thing. Now instead of changing and this value at num1, we can just change here and say 54 plus 54. Okay, maybe let's just change this to 35, right? Then if we run this, it will give the result. But this program is not as efficient or usable to others because we need not to give users values to use. Rather, we got to accept input from the user. So join me in the next tutorial as I explain on how we can accept input from the user. Thank you for watching, guys.